Yeah, I'm just going to go through how to build an aquaponics system for you. Now, what is an aquaponics system? It's a fish pond with suitable fish, a garden bed with suitable growing material, pump, PVC hoses and hardware. And what the system does is you have the pond. You can see this diagram here. The water circulates from the pond up through the grow bed, and the waste from the fish fertilizes the plants in the grow bed, and the grow bed and plants in turn, through a chemical process, clean and add nitrates to the water in turn for the fish, so the fish are healthy and grow quickly too. So you have what they call an ebb and flow system in aquaponics system, and you have several types of siphons. And this one here is what we call a bell siphon. It's by far the better. There's three types. There's a loop siphon, there's an elbow siphon, and the bell siphon. It is the most popular, the easiest to manage, and probably the cheapest. So how does it work? I've gone through it. Really, a fish waste fertilizes the plants, the garden filters the water for the fish, and there is a chemical process that manages the pH levels, and the nitrates are balanced by this process. So is it possible to build an aquaponics system yourself? Yes, it is. It's quite easy, providing you plan before you build, and you know what materials you need, and you need to understand the flow rate so you can select the right pump and pick the siphon system you're going to use. As I said, the bell siphon is by far the best, and you need to check a location. You make sure you've got the right location, keep the pond out of direct sunlight, and be sure to make sure you allow for expansion, because in my experience, most people who go into this sort of system start off and they find it is so good they want to go further and further with it. And plans are available, and they're available for a reasonable price, and they make it so much easier rather than going at it by yourself. So how do you start? I would suggest buying some plans. Study your plans and understand the operation of your aquaponics system. As I said before, find the best location, work out what materials you need and purchase them, prepare the site, prepare materials. You need to clean them. I mean, the grow bed material sometimes needs washing, depending on what it is. When you're drilling, you get offcuts from the drilling, from the PVC and so forth. You need to clean all that up. You need to clean the pond to make sure there's no rubbish in there. So yeah, just go through and generally clean everything. And it's a good idea to test before you go big. You've got to make sure you've got your flow rate correct. For your ebb and flow, you've got to make sure your pH levels are right and everything. So I suggest you start with a small system and allow for expansion. When I did it, my first one was a 44 plastic drum, cut in half, and I just used one of them for a grow bed and one for the holding tank, just a small concrete fish pond. It's far better doing it that way, and I found once I got everything right, the pH balance and the flow right, then I could expand on that. So there you go. Very, very simple to do, providing you plan and know what your flow rate is and how your aquaponics works. So thank you for your time. There is a link below this video to the aquaponics plan if you want to buy some.